We're gonna get into toms now, and for this course, we're really just gonna show you a 13-inch and a 16-inch tom. We're gonna link to some resources that have dimensions or tuning frequencies for all the other dimensions, but I want you to see the basic idea here. This drum is a 13x9 maple tom. If you're looking to buy drums, I would suggest get maple. It's really middle of the road. You're gonna get a lot of tone out of it. They're my favorite. Now, I know there's tons of preferences, birch, mahogany, all that stuff. Maple is like, you can get a lot out of it. So 13x9 on the top, we have a coated Evans G2, it's just a double ply coated head. This is a very useful head. They last a long time. You can tune them a little lower because they're thicker. If you're at a church or a studio and you have a lot of people playing the drums, I think these are great. Then on the bottom, we have a clear G1, single ply clear head. Very straightforward, nothing special about this. Our frequencies for this drum are gonna be 130 hertz on the top and 260 hertz on the bottom, basically double on the bottom. And for me, that was a big revelation as I got better at tuning. You can really tune the bottom head so much higher than the top head and still get a great sound. The closer the heads are in frequency, so if this was 130 and the bottom was 130, that's where you get like really long resonance, because when you hit the top head and they start moving, they just move together. They're the exact same frequency, so it's like the never-ending gong drum. So surprisingly, you can tune the bottom head low, crank the top head up, then you get the low note and short resonance. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune this thing up. As you can see, it's just finger tight. There's some wrinkles. We're gonna go for 130 hertz on this. So we're super low right now. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. For some reason with my toms, I feel like the jump from really low to like almost in tune happens really quick. So we're at 102, and you can hear some very weird frequencies going on in there, and that's because we have uneven tension around the drum. So let's see what's going on here. Some of these are really low, others are high, so I'm gonna try to just even them out a little bit. Okay. Now, a quick note I want to make is, with toms especially, I like the toms to be really open and have a pure note. And so that's why even tension around the head is super important. With a snare, you can get away with a little bit more, you know, one's higher than the other or lower. You're not really looking for like a super pure ringing note. So really pay attention with your toms to that. So you can see we've got half the drum up a little bit high, half the drum kind of low. But we're getting closer here. We're at 133, 138. We're getting into the same family. You can see this one's being weird, saying 188. So I'm going to do that trick where I just drop it all the way down and kind of start over. See if we can get it to show 130. 125. Let's see what this is at, 125. So remember, the lugs are always interacting with each other. So even though we kind of have this down to a science of what we want the frequencies to be, there is a bit of an art where you have to figure out how they're interacting together. So we're close. We're within 5 hertz. There's a little bit of funniness going on. 135, 133. So as we go around the head, even though they're not exactly perfect, we're within 5 hertz. I know I've mentioned that a couple times. And I think we'll call that good for the top head for now. We might have to fine tune in a minute. Sounds a little weird because the bottom head's so low. So let's jump into this bottom head. We're gonna do this at 260, twice as high as the top head. And I'm just gonna do this really quick, bring it up. And if you're new to tuning, you might be shocked at how high this bottom head is actually gonna be. It's gonna sound like a timbale or something. 230. Remember, we're going for 260 here. So we're getting way up. 265 there. Okay, we're really close now. Okay. So we have, for the most part, we're sitting in the right range. Got one acting a little funny on us. Let's see what it's gonna do here. There we go. Okay, so this is totally wide open. There's no dampening on this. Top is at 130, bottom is at 260. Let's hear how this sounds. So it's in tune with itself. It's got a pretty low note. We could go lower, like if you want to try 100 on top and 200 on bottom. The heads are still gonna interact properly, and there's a little bit of a ring to it. If normally what I would do is throw a little bit of tape on this, some gaff tape, just to take out some of those overtones. But then you can really go, to taste. If you really want to dampen it, put a bunch of gaff on the bottom, or try different frequencies. But this is a really great middle of the road. This is going to cut through a mix really well, but still be low enough that it sounds modern. It's not like, jazz tuning or anything like that. So there you go.